UFC Freedom 250 at the White House was last night. And guys, this fight card was incredible. Straight cinema. We had people walking out of the Oval Office. Justin Gaethje in the main event. The American, the Rocky-like story. It was always the huge American underdog in the main event at the UFC White House. A storybook ending. But without further ado, let's break down every single fight that happened last night. Let's talk about it. And guys, man, I just cannot believe what a spectacle we got to witness last night. And so let's start with the biggest fight of the night. No, 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 guys. If you want to see the biggest fight, you're going to have to wait until the end, guys. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button. We're on the road to 300 subscribers now. I appreciate each one of you guys that help us get to 200. But in the first fight of the night, I was going to say the early prelim opener, but there was no early prelim opener on a card like this. We got straight into it with a banger. Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia. And man, the mean machine, Steve Garcia, he was piecing up Diego Lopes the entire time. Steve Garcia dominated the first round. The verdict scorecard clearly went to Steve Garcia, and I believe all the judges gave the first round to Steve Garcia as well. So what an incredible start by Steve Garcia. And you really thought, man, is the mean machine just going to roll away with this one and cruise his way to an easy decision where he picks apart Diego Lopes. And Diego Lopes, you could see it on his face eventually in the fight. He made a decision. I am no longer going to move backwards. I refuse to move back any further. And once Diego Lopes started moving forward and said, I'm going to get in the pocket with the mean machine, Steve Garcia, he found the chin of Steve Garcia. I believe it was like a right hand left hook or right hook left hook double hook combination. Both landed on the chin of Garcia. Garcia was out cold. Diego Lopes jumps on him, goes for some of those big hammer fists, puts Steve Garcia out. And man, Diego Lopes, this guy is just so promotable. Just look at these pictures. Diego Lopes had the best pictures of the night. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Look at this with the White House in the back. I mean, it is incredible. Look at all these photos. Diego Lopes ground and pounding Steve Garcia. Look at this. Look at this photo. Diego Lopes standing there. Man, the only thing that would make this photo better is if Diego Lopes was an American. Could you imagine an American standing up there on the side of the octagon with that American flag in the back, the White House, you're on the South Lawn. But man, just look how promotable Diego Lopes is. Look at him standing there on the side of the cage. And man, he just looked great in there. What a performance. Started the night off with a bang. Oh my God, do you guys see that first fight? We started the first fight off with a bang. Oh my God. I will say, man, I was a little bit upset to see Diego Lopes bite down on that mouthpiece. If you remember, I did predict Steve Garcia to win the fight by decision, and it looked like in that first round he was cruising his way. He had the perfect game plan. He just got clipped by Diego Lopes, and man, you cannot sling in the pocket with Diego Lopes. Literally no one can. We all remember he hurt Volk in that first fight. You need to be a smart fighter the entire time, intelligent in and out. You cannot let Diego Lopes get on the inside with you. He will shut your lights out. That's exactly what we saw, man. We started the night 0-1 on predictions, but an incredible performance, great viewing for the fans, incredibly excited, and man, this just fired me up to start the card. Moving onward, we have Bo Nickal, man. But people forget, man, Bo Nickal, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers in the world. Did you see what he did at Penn State? Penn State Wrestling All-American National Champion, one of the best college wrestlers ever. That NCAA wrestling, man. That NCAA wrestling, it plays him big time. Big time. I'm talking Bo Nickal. He's the best. He's the best. Golly, I hate those wrestlers. Jesus Christ. Bo Nickal. Although I will say it was a great performance. He did put together an incredibly good performance. Kyle Daukaus started moving forward. Bo Nickal threw an overhand straight into the single leg, put Kyle Daukaus down flat on his back, started going for some punches on the ground. Eventually Jason Herzog had to step in because we all know Bo Nickal, he just tries to lay and pray. And I really did think this fight was going to go a little bit longer than it did, man, because Bo Nickal, I will say, Bo Nickal, he looked good on the feet. Jason Herzog blessed Bo Nickal by standing him up. Bo Nickal was putting on the snooze fest of all snooze fest. He was just gonna lay on Kyle Daukaus for 3 rounds, and Bo Nickal, he got up eventually. Man, those hands of Bo Nickal, they're fast. And I thought Kyle Daukaus, oh man, Kyle Daukaus, he's coming back to the UFC. He's gonna come back with vengeance, man. He's really looking forward to making an impact, and he just cowers up in a ball. You're telling me? Whoa, let's watch that back. Let's watch that back. Yeah, you see people talking Daukaus took a dive. Kyle Daukaus, man, on the UFC White House card, you're going to go out like that. That's literally going out sad. That's literally going out sad. That wasn't even real. It doesn't even seem like a real finish. You see the comments on this Instagram post. Yeah, great for Bo Nickal. Super, super happy for the guy. But look at this. Little front kick, bam, left hand, right hook, and it is over. And it is over. And he just cowers up into a ball. Kyle Daukaus wanted no part of this fight with Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal, man, he's very, very dangerous on the ground. He looked very good. Good for him. Got the win against Kyle Daukaus. Huge stage at the UFC White House. Now we can start talking about a ranked middleweight for Bo Nickal. And so, moving onward, Mauricio Huffy, man, the former fighting nerd. Now the Aussie. Should I call him the Aussie? The Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Mauricio Huffy puts Michael Chandler's lights out. Absolutely, oi, oi, oi. Man, Michael Chandler, we got to see you retire, man. We saw that Dan Hooker performance. We saw that Tony Ferguson. But, man, we just see Michael Chandler time. That song, it's like time after time. Yeah, that's Michael Chandler getting his lights put out time after time. Michael Chandler, man, he's just fighting some guys that are too young, too fast. He wanted to fight McGregor, and he got McGregor 2.0 in his prime. Mauricio Huffy only lost to Benoit Saint-Denis, and that was an incredible learning experience for Mauricio Huffy. That's why he went to Australia. He's worked on the takedown defense. Michael Chandler really wasn't working anything effective in this fight. And that's where you see the 3 significant strikes. He went for 3 takedowns, was unable to get any of them. Michael Chandler, oh no, I got that wrestling. People forget I got my Missouri walk on. See you at the top, Michael Chandler, man. So, man, Iron Mike, a consummate professional, makes weight, puts on incredible performances, but it's getting sad to watch this every single time he goes into the octagon. Just take a look. Mauricio Huffy, yeah, he looks great, but man, watching Michael Chandler go down like this, dude, Mauricio Huffy, man, he put a few of these strikes on him, and all of a sudden, Mauricio Huffy put Chandler's lights out. And so a great performance from Huffy finally gets us on the winning track on the predictions. And now for a guy like Mauricio Huffy, we really got to start talking about moving up the rankings. And wait, let's talk about Huffy for one more second. Diego Lopes weighed in as the backup for the main event. Luckily, we didn't need a backup, right? But Diego Lopes laid in as a backup when Diego Lopes was a featherweight coming off of a loss, and Mauricio Huffy was a lightweight, made 155 for that reason, coming off of a win. And you're going to give the title shot, you're going to give the backup spot to Diego Lopes. That makes no sense. Mauricio Huffy should have been the backup, but doesn't matter. Didn't need a backup. Mauricio Huffy makes it right. Looks absolutely incredible in there against Michael Chandler. Puts on the performance of a lifetime. And so, moving onward, we got Josh the Incredible Hogan, man. We got Josh Hokit. People forget, man. Josh Hokit is a great wrestler. Dude, he wrestled Bo Nickal, and we know how good Bo Nickal is, man. Josh Hokit, man. Now I started talking like a normal human being with the Incredible Hulk. Josh, man, he just puts the hands on people, and the takedowns are there. He's just more talented than these heavyweights. Derrick Lewis, a 41-year-old, an old man in there, was never going to be able to stop the takedowns of Josh Hokit. He was always going to be too slow for Josh Hokit. The only way he was going to be able to win this fight was landing a big overhand, which he went for. He was shuffling through, throwing big overhands, trying to land the shot, but Josh Hokit is just too good. He's just too talented. He's just too fast. He's too good of an athlete. Josh Hokit, Division I wrestler at Penn State, wrestled Bo Nickal in the NCAA championships, literally wrestled 2 months of the year, was an NCAA football player at Fresno State, won that, didn't win anything in the NFL, but was a part of the San Francisco 49ers, was a running back, was a fullback in college and in the NFL. And so just an incredible athlete we're talking about. Great speed, a small heavyweight, 231 he weighed in at. And he's just going to be able to beat the brakes off of guys like Derrick Lewis, way too athletic for him. Yes, anyone like Derrick Lewis, if they find that magical shot, they're going to be able to put your legs out. But you see this performance from Josh Hokit, man. You see he puts the brakes on Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis just quits in there, man. Derrick Lewis, man, goes out in the White House lawn. Donald Trump asked for this. Donald Trump, this is what you asked for, man. Trump, you happy to see Derrick Lewis on the card, Trump? Trump, happy birthday, Trump. Man, exactly. You see this comment. Derrick Lewis threw a couple overhands, missed them, and then decided that he was done. And guys, I don't want to go too much into this, but Josh Hokit, man. Josh Hokit. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. Say what you want about Josh Hokit, but he called out one person on the mic after his performance. And you all know who he called out. He said he was going to shama on your mama. And we'll get into Alex Pereira very, very soon. I'll take my victory lap very, very soon on that Cyril Gane prediction. But we're about to see Josh Hokit shama all over Alex Pereira's mama in that fight at heavyweight. And so, Josh Hokit, incredible performance against Derrick Lewis, man. Good for Josh Hokit. What a good job. Won in the second round by a knockout. Beat the brakes off him in that first round. Took him down twice. And just a great performance from Hokit. And so, Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean, man. Get that signature performance. Sugar Sean's back. Sugar Sean, dude. Put out Aiemann Zahabi, man. And everyone's like, oh man, Zahabi, he's a crafty vet. Zahabi's not a crafty vet, man. Zahabi's got nothing crafty about him. He barely skated by a guy like Chito Vera, and we saw what Sean O'Malley did to Chito Vera. Sean O'Malley was really able to separate himself from Chito Vera. He won that incredibly close fight against Jose Aldo Jr. But Sean O'Malley, he's a sniper, man. He's so fast, so fast. Way faster than a guy like Aiemann Zahabi. He's too fast for a guy like Zahabi. And so that's what we saw right there. We saw O'Malley. All Zahabi did, he just wound up, literally, he sprinted at O'Malley and just threw a leg kick. That's all Aiemann Zahabi had for him the entire fight. Man, I wonder if we can see, does UFC.com, no, they're just showing significant strikes. But if they showed you the allocation of where the significant strikes were, guys, let me tell you, man, they were all just to Sean O'Malley's leg. He was doing nothing. And Joe Rogan the whole time. Rogan the whole time was like, man, these leg kicks are really effective. Oh, man, Sean better do something about these leg kicks, man. Aiemann Zahabi, he's piecing his leg off. Well, man, Joe, man, oh, there's another one, another leg kick for Zahabi. Shut up, Rogan. Don't you think if they were really bothering O'Malley, he would have done something about it? He switched stance a few times, but Sean O'Malley always switches stances. He was like, oh, man, Zahabi has that leg beat up. Shut up. He was doing nothing the entire time. All Zahabi can land was a leg kick. People are mistaken. Joe Rogan will have you believe a leg kick will have a real fighter here knocked out. And so Sean O'Malley put a great performance on a guy like Aiemann Zahabi did. Here we are, Shama on your mama, man. But Aiemann Zahabi. Ooh, there you go. Here's the left hand, right hand behind you. Salute, Sean O'Malley, the Sugar Show. Walking away mid KO is hilarious. The celly was incredible for Sugar Sean O'Malley. He hit that salute right after. Check it out again. That left hand puts him out. Then that right hand behind it puts him out cold. Aiemann Zahabi. See you later, buddy. The Canadian gets put out on the White House lawn. America, yeah. And so, guys, I gotta do it. I gotta take my victory lap, guys. This is exactly as I said. Cyril Gane. Everyone was like, well, Alex Pereira, man, he's moving up to heavyweight. He's going to be a 3-division champion. Dude, Alex Pereira's greatest of all time if he pulls this one off. Shut up, man. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Cyril Gane, man, he's too fast for him. This is exactly what I said. I said Cyril Gane's movement is going to be too good for him. He's going to be in and out. He's got pop. He's going to find Pereira's chin. Pereira doesn't move his head. We've seen Pereira knocked out before. Cyril Gane is trained with Vretnikov, a guy who's beat Alex Pereira in kickboxing. And man, we saw the results of that one. What an incredible performance from Cyril Gane, landing strikes all day on Alex Pereira. And everyone's like, well, Alex Pereira, man, he moves forward. He's intimidating, dude. But Gane moves in and out unlike any striker that Pereira has fought before. And people are like, well, man, Cyril Gane, he's a heavyweight. And Alex Pereira, man, he was fighting middleweights. He did that to Sean Strickland. Yes, dude. All he has to do is land one punch on Strickland. A guy like Cyril Gane who's a chiseled heavyweight, one of the most athletic heavyweights we have in the UFC, was the nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. He was always going to be able to find the chin of Alex Pereira. It was just a matter of if he was going to be able to knock him out or if he was going to piece him apart to an easy decision win. And we went with the knockout because we said, man, Cyril Gane has some pop. Everyone's underestimating him. Pereira has had his lights put out before, and he doesn't move his head. That chin is so findable, and that's exactly what happened. Cyril Gane pieces up Alex Pereira, knocks him out in the second round. I want to take my victory lap. Abso-freaking-lutely. Look at that. Stuns him with a freaking jab right off. And then he's just freaking winging punches off the side. And everyone's like, oh, well, Cyril Gane hit him in the back of the head. Just take about 13 strikes to the back of the head. Yeah, shut up, dude. No one cares. It happens in every single fight. Cyril Gane. They gave Alex Pereira literally every single chance that he had to recover from this. And just look at Cyril Gane. They call him walk him down Gane for a reason. Bon Gamin, just walking straight forward. And everyone thinks, oh, Cyril Gane, he doesn't throw big punches. And look at Gane, man. Throws everything into that elbow, swinging big punches from the hips, throwing big overhands, put the right on Pereira, then the left. Pereira's up against the fence. Herb Dean's taking a hard look at this, and Alex Pereira is given more opportunity to survive. Right hand, left hand, right hand. Oh my God, Gane is winging punches from his waist, and he puts out Alex Pereira out cold up against the side of the octagon. And man, Poatan, no Shama. Shama, no Shama. And now we get the fight we all wanted. Josh Hokit and a Shama all over Alex Pereira's mama. And Cyril Gane pieces up Alex Poatan Pereira just as we predicted. Man, I could watch it 8 million times. And I know everyone's so sad to see Alex Pereira go down. But guys, this was always going to happen. Cyril Gane was always Alex Pereira's kryptonite. And this is exactly how we called it happening. By knockout, Cyril Gane puts out Alex Pereira's lights. And so, moving onward, the main event, the upset of the evening. There's just no way. There's no way, man. Ilia Topuria goes down. Goes down. I never thought I would see the day. Certainly not to Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, with all of the stuff in the lead up, ends up winning this fight. Could you imagine, man? Justin Gaethje going back and forth with Sean Strickland, calling him a fake American, does that on the White House lawn, has his Rocky Balboa moment. The huge underdog. We should have known it was always in the script. The underdog American pulls it off in the main event. Ilia Topuria, man, he was walking into those jabs. And there is one thing that I wanted to talk about the main event before we just yap away about the performances. Look at these walkouts for the main event. Walking out of the Oval Office. I mean, just absolutely incredible. As the night went on, they walked out further and further from the White House, and getting to see these guys walk out of the Oval Office, I thought we were going to see Topuria in there, freaking sitting in the chair of the Oval Office, just lounging, getting ready to take on Justin Gaethje, man. And it looked like he was lounging in there because look at, man, nope, those are our betting picks. We'll get into those very, very soon. But look at Topuria's face before right here. And look at Topuria's face after, man. It did not look good. He had Topuria bruised and battered in there, landing right hand after right hand. Topuria, man, what happened? And this is what happened. I'll tell you guys. Hey, Justin, she'd take everything from me. Justin, she'd take everything from me. Justin, she'd take my head movement. Justin, she took my head movement, Justin. Oh my God. Ilia Topuria is on a generational downfall. First, the divorce with his wife, so messy. Steps in there after a long layoff. Justin Gaethje, the interim champion, who he's talking about beating the brakes off of, and he just goes in there and he walks into the jab. He almost had Gaethje finish there in that second round as well. Those big shots to the liver, almost had an arm bar there. That's exactly the angle that we talked about, and the angle that we took was Ilia Topuria by submission. We knew Gaethje was going to be incredibly hard to finish, but I really thought Topuria was going to get him out of there no matter what, whether he put him to sleep with the hands, whether he broke his arm or he choked him out cold. But Justin Gaethje has his incredible moment, man. Love to see the American pull through in that main event. And you, man, Topuria, you got your head movement taken from you, dude. Where was the head movement, man? I can't believe it. And if the head movement wasn't there, why didn't you wrestle earlier and often? Every time he got Gaethje on the ground and he got on top, he was clearly in dominant position. But Ilia Topuria, man, he loses to Justin Gaethje. I never thought I'd see the day. What is this timeline that we're in? We get no Poatan versus Aspinall. We get no Topuria versus Makhachev. Man. This is incredibly horrible to watch. So sad to see Ilia Topuria go down. But, man, so happy for Justin Gaethje. It's just like the conflict, the mixed emotions, because you wanted to see Topuria versus Makhachev. But instead, we get Gaethje as the lightweight champion. So that begs the question, what's next for Ilia Topuria, man? This is a freaking big loss. I think he deserves an instant rematch. We'll see if Gaethje ever fights again. Gaethje was talking about maybe retiring after that big win, his capstone win on his career. UFC Hall of Famer Justin Gaethje gets the win at the White House. What an incredible fight. And so, guys, let's talk about all of the betting predictions. And this is what we posted on the Instagram here for you guys. Sorry that it's a little off center, but we posted on the Instagram for you guys all of these bets. And so Steve Garcia on the money line, we lost a unit. We lost a half a unit on him by decision. We're down a unit and a half to start the card. Daukaus loses as well. All of a sudden, we go from down a unit and a half to down 3.5 units. Daukaus doesn't win by points either. We're down 3.75 units. Ruffy comes back, KOs him. We're down 2.75. Ruffy didn't win in the second round, though he won in the first. So we're down 3 units. Josh Hokit by KO. We're back even on the units. Josh Hokit didn't finish him in round 1, though. So we're down half a unit, but Josh Hokit on the money line puts us up half a unit. Sean O'Malley by KO puts us up 1.5 units. Cyril Gane on the money line puts us up 9 units. After that, O'Malley KO, Gane money line, we're up 9 units. That Gane by KO, now all of a sudden we're up 10.6 units. But this is where we go down because of Ilia Topuria. Now we're, after that 5-unit play on the money line, we're only up 5.6 units. Then we're up 5.1 units, and then the 2 units that we lost right there. So we go up 3.1 units on the UFC White House card. Incredible predictions here. Another winning week. We went up 9.75 units last week, going up 3.1, 3.25, something around that 3 region. I just forgot. But going up over 3 units on this card as well. Another incredible week on predictions. We went 4-3 on predictions overall. Try to pick some underdogs for you in there, but no underdogs won on UFC Freedom 500, Freedom 250. All the fights ended by knockout. What an incredible performance from UFC Freedom 250. We need to do cards like this more. You need more stadiums. Dana White said he was never doing it again, but this shit was totally electric. Let me know what you guys thought about this fight in the comment section. And again, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. Each subscriber counts. I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned for this Thursday's predictions video on who do we have this weekend. We got Manel Kopp versus Kyoji Horiguchi fighting in Las Vegas this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a great week, everyone. And everyone, keep your eyes to the sky, as my boy UFC Lay always says. Never glued to your shoes.
Peace.